Hello and welcome. I can't believe that last session we went from like literally about 1,000 and something to this, and we bought field 69. It's quite a quick sort of turnaround that really. We've got some of our fields obviously with the barley and the wheat already done for next year, so we're sort of moving on apace. Now, I know that we were selling the bits and bobs, and bread was the one that I was thinking about, that is in green. Now, it's not quite ready, is it? No. Is there any? I don't think there's any outside, but it doesn't sort of show you that. Clothes we did. Again, there's not enough to make a new one. Clothes, we've got 3,000, but that is the normal clothes in April, May. I'm not sure whether to keep my clothes in January to be a bit different, really. It's not a terrible thing. Now that's at the straw boards, and again they're not finished, which is why they're not popping. I'm going to say, because I was a bit worried. I thought, oh no, they're not popping, but they're not popping because they're not ready to pop. So we did all the vegetables. That was a real nice surprise how much that brought in. Yeah, olive oil's bad. Honey is going to be good in March, so it looks very much like we're about where we should be, and everything's done that should be done. So yeah, it's a shame about the bread, because obviously let's just go down there, because I thought we'd got some ready. It doesn't tell you, does it? The bits outside. So let's visit it and see, have we got any? No, we haven't. It has been fairly sort of thorough. I thought so. I think we picked them up. We did literally have some kicking. I had to drop the weight to get out because of the snow. But so we've got ropes. We know that they're just not quite right. We've got the oil ready for this coming year, which we really wouldn't leave on the edge of the road like that, because it's sort of like asking some sort of tea leaf that to say, "Oh, take me." Really, not that you should ever have to worry about that kind of thing, but obviously this is life where there's a lot of bad people out there, and especially in the times we're living in. So, right. And anyways, let's not doom and gloom everybody. This is true. Let's try and be light-hearted and do that type of thing is much better. Right, so we want to grab some grass for the animals, don't we? So let's go grab that. Where is the little tiny trailer? It seems a bit more. Obviously, I've got my brand new sort of rig up and running now. It's the bandwidth on it is tremendous in comparison to what the old one was. It's got a better processor and things like that. Then I never sent that salt thing back, did I? My bad. Let's do that now. Apologise for doing this on camera, although it is always on camera now, unfortunately, being as that we've been. There's no escaping from this, whether you're a partner or you're not. So I think there was another one too. The tornado. Well, I'm glad I don't very often get a chance to use things like that, because I usually just don't bother and we go through. But that was before obviously the moisture mod that really, or is it or there's realistic weather as well. I think I did that one too. So I'm not sure which one is doing what, but between the two of them, seriously, we are getting quite realistic weather. I mean, the game now also is bringing in quite a few elements of damage to crops. I don't know whether they've gone a bit too far, but I think then again the other thing is we got used to the fact that things didn't get damaged, but I still think it's a good touch. It's realistic. It's what farmers really have to face. One of these days I'm going to change this model again and not do what I used to do. So no, we don't TMR. We want a bit of grass. Yeah, I've also done my new animal place, my new sheep one, and it's on Oak City, because we're sort of doing similar to this, only not completely the same. But I really do like the sheep, and that's where we actually started with the sheep. That was our start. So it was a different start to what we did on here, different sort of reasoning and all the rest of it. But we're doing very, very well. We've got is it a super or bionic? I've got a rope factory, and we have clothes. Those two are the business so far, and also GM Gaming's own bioplastics sort of factory. So yeah, it's phenomenal, really. Right, so that did. Let's just top that up as well. Yeah, I've got a lot of modding to sort of do, but I've got to be honest. This last week, I've been doing too much in real life, and then obviously something has to suffer, and I've still, because creating content is in my blood now. I mean, I don't have to think about it. It really is like something that it's like falling off a bike, because I'm after all playing a game that I play all the time, so therefore. And I'm in a habit of like doing this type of thing, so I don't need to think about it. Whereas modding, I have to think about a lot. It really is a newish skill. That although I've like really spent some hours on doing it, and I've made some, I personally think some real, in ways, not really the right word. I made some progress. I have turned quite a few corners in the modding, especially on the placeables, really advanced placeables now. But the vehicles are a different thing. So I've got my fertilizer spreader and my so this the turn. It's the turning that's a bit jerky, and the running as well is a bit jerky. So I don't know what that is. Why it's suddenly gone bad between that. It'll be me. I've tweaked a few settings, and it'll be one of those settings that I need to tweak again, because it's a little bit. Yeah, a bit. It's almost like if you try to turn full speed, it can't keep up with your turning. So I need to have a tweak of that. But yeah, graphics seem to be alright, fairly stable. I've chosen what I had before, which means you get less of that weird breakup with the DLSS that I used to have before. I've chosen another setting, and no, let's not get mega boring and tell everyone. Like, yeah, it's true. I'm a terrible geek, or I'm just going to geek mode. So, right. So then, what have we got to do? Well, I mean, we're close to having enough cash to buy that second field, aren't we? That last one. Yeah, 272,000. So, really, I think we've got nothing more now than to go through till tomorrow morning. Yeah, the new one's got more space for the wall as well. I could do this on this one, actually, but then I'd ruin a bit of the field. So, again, we'll leave that for other Let's Plays. Pallegney is well set. We'll just have to shift the wall in the morning. Simple as that. So, which will be now. Yeah, we know this. I was expecting it. So it is February. What is for sale? What do we need to? Because sometimes some of your prices that say March are still good in February. Yeah, I see the honey. The honey's turned, and it really is actually, like 17 off top price, and it does drop rapidly. So I think we've found ourselves our test for this session. Yeah, although it shouldn't take. Now the honey's a funny one. So that must be. No, it's not been tipping itself. I think I'm not quite in the right place. So let's just get that and tip whatever they need. Should be about there-ish. I say it should need some. They are eating. Yeah, so the honey we're going to sell. Looks like it's just the honey, nothing else. I'm not missing anything, am I? The lettuce is building up again. Olive oil. It shouldn't be yet. It's June. Pig food would again just a little bit. Rope is now good in March, and it may well. It is actually reaching those top prices. So I've adjusted this, because rope used to be good all the time, but obviously now it's not. So let's just grab that out of the way, and let's grab the. I believe because it was this was in need of being used, wasn't it? Really. But I don't know that it is now. I think now that the snow has gone, we can actually let this be a tractor again and not a front loader. So let's just put this way this time, like on the edge, so that we can see it. And yeah, we'll drop the entire front loader, I think, or let the telehandler do its job of being a telehandler. It definitely does it better than. Although the front loader does go to prove that sometimes there is a valid reason for having a front loader, because we couldn't have done that. It was only the fact that this was a tractor. It has got big wheels that actually enabled us to actually do that work in the winter in that thick snow. So yeah, I mean, that's the trouble. Life doesn't wait for the snow to go, does it? Sometimes you just have got to. That's nearly right. I've still got a while to. Oh no, it is actually on the. I think it's actually on the place where it. No, not quite. No, not quite. It needs to be adjusted slightly. Yeah. So one of those bad things about modding is the fact you can't actually see what you're doing. You have to sort of like keep coming in and out of the game to actually, but that is what you have got to play with. So, like everybody else, you just have to get used to it. It is what it is. It's the way that it's done. So you can't change that way unless it's like the game would have to change itself by giants if you were going to do that. So yeah, now then I think that these are going to do the appearing jobby as well, like the drop down, yeah, like that. Actually, that's not too bad. So we might be able to sort of cheat a little. Oh no, we can't. Oh my life! You wouldn't believe that would actually affect that, would you? Like that. Let's grab you. We're obviously are up to where we should be. Then I thought we might actually have a few that were a bit hidden underneath. So let's just grab that. I think that's high enough. I think 4's definitely enough to do. Oh. I think we'll take this stack as it is, or I'm gonna like make a bit of a mess. I think we're going 4 higher. But let's do what we would. That would be sort of safe-ish. Although it would require a bit of strapping, I would say, in real life. But it has got straps. But what I mean is, it would require a bit of strapping if you were going to do that sort of lifting. I'm not sure you ever would. I mean, that's the thing. It is, although there are some gaming conventions, and it is a game. It's one of those things. I must do those BI Industries for them self-marketing as well. It's one, and a couple of the greenhouses I noticed likewise they need doing too, so I would like a bit of consistency. I've actually got a new BI Industries which I'm settling on. It's sort of got all the elements very similar to the one we've got, only a little bit sort of different. Yeah, very, very similar, but I just like it. I think it's just a touch more BI. Right, let's oh, so we have got. Oh no, it dropped off. It's still the same little bit of a thing that we did have before. Let's see, can we stick this on here now? And let's just try and get it all on this. Then we'll do our normal job of the wall. And then we'll get through to March, April, see what we need to do and what we're planting. And yeah, obviously we're going to carry on with the model that we have already sort of been following. I think we need to do another one because that's only got one at the back. See what we're actually, obviously we know we're doing the bread is our real well, I won't say it's our main, obviously it's our sort of sideline that we're doing all the grains for. Is the main thing we're doing our farming for, really, is that particular sort of thing, because the others are all the greenhouse things as well. And now that I brought the rice flour in as well, that's and let's not go too much further, we're going to like push that off the edge. Another one, and then I think, yeah, vegetables are. Let's just have a check as well of the. Do I need to do a run around everybody? Not really, because I went so big. I was getting low on water. It's definitely red. So just the large top greenhouse, which is the standard one. I've been missed that obviously. With all the rest, obviously, because using so much, it does only use a little bit of water. They are really quite a good business. A bit like the sheep, looking after the sheep. They're fantastic that they take so little effort, really, to actually look after them. They are really fantastic. I thoroughly enjoy the sheep, always. I mean, the cows, I'm that's used to, like... and also, I'm trying to automate a little bit with the cows, where I built a... production that literally goes inside the cow shed that I call the cow barn silo, which literally is almost like a chimney that goes inside the for as close to automation as possible is what I've gone for. That's a little bit not quite right. That should work. Yeah, so I'm sort of ploughing on with an almost automation of like without having the robot, but actually sort of almost having a robot of our own, sort of. I'm not sure if that's a bit delicate, that one. That's all. Well, we saved that one. Do you know, seriously? Oh, that is disappointing. It is. I can see that the physics are right, though. I've got to be honest. I do think that that's possibly quite right, that that would actually do that in real life. So, you know, really, it's not surprising. It wants a little bit more weight on the other side, and it has done. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Yeah, they do want to sort of sit the right way, so it's yeah. I should have time-lapsed it, shouldn't I? Perhaps, nah, it was just one of those things, it really is. I don't know that if I stick these two that it's going to make enough of a difference on this end to actually tip that huge weight that's like obviously causing that issue at the other end. Ooh. Okay, I'm jammed. It does need... Maybe we can. Let's try it then. Let's try and like equalise it and do some of this back. I suppose it's a bit like... Always been intrigued with the physics of fulcrums or scales, as we know, the real scales where you've got the balance point, and this sort of proves that a little weight in the right place can actually make enough of a difference that the fulcrum or the balance point is tipped to the point where you can actually cope with all of that heavy weight at the other end because of the placement of the weight at this end. If you were to convert it to a scale where there is a balance point in the middle. So yeah, it is quite an amazing subject. It always intrigued me. I suppose, again, this is a trouble. Obviously, a lot of the kids today, they never saw any of the things that to see old-fashioned scales where you literally had to put weights on them. You've got an inkling because you're seeing it. If you've got like a normal digital or even like a standard scale where it's just got like a thing and you put your thing on and it weighs it for you, it sort of ruins it because you don't ever see like what we used to see as kids, which was that like you had to put weights on to make it actually work. It was as simple as that. You used to have to put the old traditional weight system where you have to put a weight to equalise it. It sort of shows you the real nature of scales, which is, I always thought it was quite a nice learning gift. I think we've actually done that. We'll then grab the wool and do our wool run. Now then, who needs the wool? Yeah, on this one. Is it that's got 47,000 litres. Wow. And that's got 32. I think we'll just stick it in the production shed because it seems to be actually managing quite nicely to divvy that up itself. So 221. Not going to make a fortune. It's a good little thing. I'm actually using the honey more than I'm selling it now. Yeah, with our bees being as good as they are, the Italian bees, and also having like a quadruple big set of things, even just this one can actually produce quite enough honey to sort of keep the odd business going. So yeah, I'm featuring this a lot. I'm really enjoying the bees. The like quadruple hives are fantastic. I'm sure we'll get all of that. No, I didn't think we would. Yeah, I ought to make the self-marketing a little bit bigger, really. I've left that alone because I was sort of happy that it was finished, but over sometimes you can sort of see, well, yeah, perhaps it wouldn't be a bad thing. It's got a very tight place to dump. I've noticed that on a few Let's Plays, it just pops because it's a very, very finite little square. I ought to make it a bit bigger because we are using it as our self-marketing, so... I don't know for you now. Ooh, no, that is true. It would be like that. Although I thought straps nullified the weight when they were on to stop this problem. So it's, again, almost like my straps aren't working right, which you can see they actually are. But I didn't think physics affected this at this point. Wow, €253,069. Impressive. Yeah, I am impressed with that. That's excellent. So we just need we need this. We need to grab the wool and we'll stick that in the production shed, production silo even. I'm trying to think never still sort of randomly trying this, because I'm still not 100% sure that I've ever got the this right. My CLPs are very good at loading and unloading. He seems to get his angles in, just knows which is the best. Obviously through hours and hours of like doing the wrong thing, you get good at knowing the right thing. So I still need this lesson. I've still not picked it up on this. I'm still learning which is the right way and the wrong way to do things. I think too high is enough. Actually, I'm trying to get better at this type of realism. I talk about realism, so what I think I'm talking about is I don't go around corners. I like to sort of do it at the speed. Apart, sometimes you get the bailers now. G866 bailers tend to be a bit faster, and I keep having to slow myself down because you can go faster. Sort of look, and I think you're doing 20 odd miles an hour. Pack it in. Go normal speed that you should be going for this. So I am trying to get better like that. But but also I realise that having something like the Altec, I have got this as my next. Well, I've half done this project, but I need to sort of sort out my mods that Giants have basically sort of said you need to fix the errors. So I've got to fix the errors so that my mods really are there. At least Giants have actually doing something this time. I was beginning to think they were never going to have a look at my mods, so now they are. There's the production silo is being looked at, and it's got a few little errors, but not a lot. To be honest, I think my production silo is obviously I've tinkered. The one that I put up for Giants is about 4 weeks old. Well, I've done an awful lot of tinkering with my production silo since that. Be careful, we don't need them tipping, they've not got any straps on yet. So I think if I upload my proper production silo as it is now, that actually it will probably address most of the issues that Giants have. There were not much, not on the production silo. There was not a lot wrong with it. It was let's just do this one as well, and that one. I think that's definitely the way to go. Let's stick on the production thing. So there's that, and then obviously my others, they were not having any attention. So it's mainly the fertilizer spreader. The seeder has had it was up there exactly as long as the fertilizer spreader, but for some reason the fertilizer spreader has got the attention, and now we want this at the production silo. And then we're going to go through to March. So it may or may not be a short session due to the fact that it is. Wow, I was leaning a little, perhaps it's not completely wrong. Fantastic. I do love the speed of that, it's amazing. Right, brilliant. Okay, so then, we have now got the straw products actually done. I said jerkiness is terrible. We have straw products. You can't tell until you actually look at it. That one is straw hats. That one is straw baskets. And that one is straw boards. Brilliant. Now maybe on the straw boards, that's the only thing that this box doesn't make much sense with the boards, because the boards would be boards. So I think on that one I've got to choose a different palette. I never thought of that until I'm actually looking at it. I'm thinking, how big are your boards? I mean, they could be little. I mean, you can see on the pictures that they are not necessarily big boards, but I think if we're going for building boards, they would be larger than that and be hard to sort of produce on the palette, and then have to overhang by quite a lot. So I think I might look at the wood products that Giants did in Silver Run and actually see if I can adjust one of those. No point in start from scratch with this, only a palette. I'm not worried about that. So right, so that's we could actually take, I would say, if they're in green, which they're not now, they've actually gone past their best, but no, they have dropped quite a lot actually. So we'll be ticking those up for the end of the Let's Play, I would imagine, so they're not going to have any impact. I don't know whether I want that for that kind of thing, whether I ought to have a bit of a flat thing for some of these products, straw products, like a few are done. But there's obviously different pricing structures. At the minute I've stuck to an up and a down, where there's a best month and everything else is like a mediocre until that best month, which is a lot are done like that. But there's also some that are done where it's fairly level, sort of fixed price all the way through the year. I think the straw, I'd like to do it like that, I think, if I'm honest. So I think that's way to go. So we're in February, we've fed the animals, we've shifted the wool, and now then we did say, yeah, let's just grab some water in that thing. I was just thinking a job. Sorry for leaving you hanging. I was just sort of thinking, and I was thinking we've just seen that there's a job to do. Let's do that job. Yeah, and we've even got some water in as well, which is even better. So yeah, our fields are fantastic. We are on our. It's a bit quiet, isn't it, on the sound? So it looks like it used to be 1415 was right. Now obviously reinstalled all my sound drivers because it's a new motherboard, so it really is a new computer, new motherboard, new drives, new memory, everything being faster than it was before. This now is the most expensive rig I've ever had, ever, you know, like, because it say the other one was like, no, we want just this end one over here, which looks like it's not the bestest. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. We'll have a go. It's a bit on two different levels. And oh, okay, no, we can. It's quite happy. I would say that's probably going to do is large top. Oh no, they could all do with a bit of a top up actually. Not all of them, but it is true. Let's just do it. Especially that one. That was only half. I think, to be honest, it probably would outlast the Let's Play now. It only uses a little bit, but let's be thorough. Let's do this properly. Yeah, this model is soon going to be dead. Any Let's Play going forwards, I'm going to have my own model now. Yeah, it's going to be my own ROM rather than the Abbey, because obviously the Abbey was before I was starting to do any models. So the water tanker, I've now got 3 different flavours of the water tanker. And I've got a little one that's it's still a lot bigger than the Abbey anyway, but I mean, obviously we're using, truly is true though, I mean, you can actually compress water into a bit like a pressure cooker, so it is quite possible that you can have a lot of water in a little bit of space, but the container would have to be specially prepared to cope with that kind of pressure, so it's not like it, which really does mean that your cost would be higher. So it may be almost full, but oh, it is exactly full. Why is that? Why is that exactly? We must have borrowed a little bit. Yeah, there's a sort of an auto unloading now, isn't there, of water? You can go over a trigger and it just goes, and you don't notice. And that I think that's probably what happened. So let's fill this up as we're passing for the others. We'll at least fill the water, and then we're going to go through till March morning, where we should have some products to sell, that is. Now, why are you not popping? It did. It's auto taking the water. Yeah, I'm going to look this time. I wasn't looking because obviously I was looking for it to pop, but it basically, it's just taking the water straight out without actually saying fill, which is, ooh, it's a bit different. Yeah, but now obviously I've made my own model. I am going to be using my own model rather than the... oh, it's that rope. I keep saying I've got to change the model on these. It was a very early model where I had the collision was the actual graphic. Yeah, the actual thing, which means that rope becomes made of steel. It is an impenetrable force field that like catches you all the time. So on my big models, I switched it, and I literally created a special collision for it. So I'll have to do the same again because it's annoying to say the least. I keep catching the rope because it sort of sticks out, and really you should go through it. I mean, in real life it would push it, wouldn't it? We know this, but Yeah, it still doesn't want to be solid. Right, so I think that is us done. Oh, okay, well that's 131 to 180. Now this is the one that I've had quite frequently. Now we've got enough friends, but we will sell it. Looks like 1,000 is the least. Oh, now this, when you get a tractor that does this, then this is when it plays around with your bottom line. I think we can probably cope with 2,000, but it will play around with, like, obviously what we... no, it's just a lorry one. We could buy that one as well while we're actually at it. It just... Ooh. Yeah. Being as we're going anyway, what I mean is it might offset the £2,000 that we just paid for that, so that it's... Right, yeah, I think we're alright for tractors, is my point. I'm not like being... yeah, I mean, we've never needed that tanker, have we, really? Otherwise, if we needed it, we would have been down a long time ago and actually got it. This is a foldy one, I think, isn't it? It is. Very nice design. So we'll sell these two, yeah, so I think we're definitely their tractors. I know there was a time we weren't, and this would have been... It's amazing the amount of fence that I seem to be getting there on all the different Let's Plays. Some Let's Plays we have pretty much just fence, because they seem to be appearing more in my lineup than like anything else. So, have we got any alone? Just want to make sure. I'm not sure. No, we are literally loan free. So 263,907, and we will go through till I nearly threw myself a curveball there, because I thought, oh, we've gone through because we're on the store. No, not really. That was available in the month of February. Let's see what March has to offer. And again, sometimes you get like the tag end of tomorrow's in advance. It's a bit strange, the shop. But being as we're up here, oh my life, seriously. No. MKS. I think a Colossus root cart. Oh, wow, that's a bit of a beauty. I'm trying to stay clear of the really, like, silly ones that are, like, stupendously, like, yeah, like, that one may be just about believable. Just about, although this not for that size car. I did like the one that was done by Mark Thor, who doesn't seem to have done anything yet on FS25. Yeah, but this kind of unreal. The only time I'll ever buy this is if it comes in the sales, and that is what. So what is it by nature? It's the standard capacity, which is 69 cubic meters, which is still a fairly hefty thing, really. So that's not a bad thing to actually look for. So let's actually buy that. Yes. And we will buy you too. What's engine? 195 horsepower. It's the lorry one. That's right. There was another one as well. And I've been a bit ruthless on my mods. I'll grab you too, because actually we can actually do something about you. Fantastic. All right, let's get this. Let's move you out of the way, so you really are in a bit of a bad way. Right, let's jump and let's get this lot done. We're going to need to borrow the lorry a couple of times. Not sure he can actually... I don't think it's got a rear hitch. This will be, I think... I always like to try these things, because say some of them have got hidden hitches. I don't think this one has. No, it's not. Right, so the tanker is this one, because that was ours already. Yes, it's not a bad little lorry, is it, this one? It's actually quite a nice looking machine. I do love it when people do unique things like this. It really is, reminds me of like a milk float. That kind of look. It's a bit wobbly. The cab seems to move a little. Oh, I like it. You really do get out where you get out. Fantastic. Now we do need you again. Yeah, it's very jerky, the movement. And the turning is all that seems to be not quite right now. Fantastic. Let's get this. Yes, I'll... again, this is what I'm sort of trying to do myself, is a large trailer. I don't mind. That's true. I never thought about that. My favourite trailer in FS25 was the Auger by Mark Thor, strangely, for the 120 tonner. I thought it was so. Really, I suppose, all things considered, I could actually do an Auger. I've never thought of that really until this very moment as I'm speaking to yourselves. I could actually do a big Auger, couldn't I? As a trailer, but I think I'll stick to a trailer. I think it's a... Right, so sell... Yeah. No, we didn't make a lot on that one. We still made 292,237. Now that means we will have achieved our goal. Let's just see, has anything gone green in... Anything obvious? Rice... Wool. No, nothing particularly has gone green, which I thought there was something that we did in March. One of these that we actually did do in March. Yeah, I could have sworn one of these. I thought, was it the robes? Clothes are like saying not. No, we know clothes 1. They're in February. No, close 1 of January. Yeah, we were going back up, aren't we? So it's on the rise. And clothes are May. That's it, clothes. I knew there was that we've still got like 3 sets of the old clothes that we've got to like sell. So straw again is on the down. We missed the boat for that one because we'd not got enough stuff left. Rope 1 is March. And it is 3, so really that should be later today. Yeah, for some reason that's... How far off top is that? 555. It is a long way off, isn't it, really? Yeah, I think we'll try to do that later on today, I would say. That would not be a bad idea. So, can we buy our field? Because will we have enough slush money? It's 20 odd grand. If we buy that field, because obviously we're sowing, so how much would we have? Yeah, we would 20 odd grand, and we could always sell. We know that later on today we're selling some ropes, so we've done it 20,053. So finally, we've almost matched the Let's Play that I'm trying to match, and I think that is it. We may have bought some of these, but I don't think we did. I think the maps changed a little. I think. I remember going through a road. Maybe we did have a little bit more, but I've got to be honest. I think we've done quite admirably. Yeah, these are done sort of quite expensive fields in a way. That's 500,000, 500,000 in those 2 fields, and obviously these others 2 are, all quite. Yeah, these ones especially. We're getting on a little. That's the same as that one. Yeah, that's a strange one, that one, because 66 is 2.38 and that one is 2.41. Oh, it is bigger. It doesn't look it. It looks smaller, but obviously the game, I presume, can't lie. Right, so there we go. This coming month, what are we sowing? And that we're trying to meet our, I think it's April, because these ones are already set. So really, looking at it, it's going to be oats, which is this very month, and sorghum, which is next month. So we could do oats late again and go for sorghum and go through till tomorrow. Now, imagine... No, we've got to shift the we're not going to do any like rushing, because we're also going to miss the... we might speed the time up a little bit to later on to see if, like in March, by the time we reach tea time, will that be okay? I mean, you can actually sleep, can't you, for a few hours? It does work like that as well. So 10 o'clock. What about if we go to sleep till 3? And then we'll check the price, because I'd like to sort of do this now. Yeah, we knew that this would be a thing. Let's have a look at the price. Oh, we also have got some more. Oh, I love that. Right, okay, let's do it. We're at the shop. That's a little bit of fortuitous, really. Oh, no, we don't. That's true, but we will do. We're going to talk nicely to the bank manager. Yeah, we are, definitely. Fantastic. It's a bit horrible, the colours, isn't it? I've been accused of having horrible colours myself, and I would say that that's probably one of the most awful sets of colours that together really don't go very well at all. And I think, I mean, purple's all right, but not with red and yellow. I don't think even yeah, I'm a terror. I went to work this week with a tie that was wrong to the shirt that I'd got, and I am a terror for that. And I was sort of leaving the house like, is that tie? I don't really know the rules that you're not supposed to go, but I was told by one of the gentlemen at work. He said you really should have gone for a plain tie with that particular type of shirt rather than I think I'd got a stripy shirt and a tie that was got like little squares on them. So yeah, I was like unsure. Oh, we do make a little bit. Right, so now we will buy that for ourselves. We will incorporate it. So we will do the Moesca duo as well, but let's repay our debt because I would imagine we're pretty much... We've probably gained the Kuwaco and we're probably a little bit down. Yeah, we are a little bit down, but we gained the Kuwaco. So it was worth doing a dive in for the fact that we've now got that for our use. We will use it as well. So we need a Moesca duo. Might need to loan the money, otherwise we're going to miss it. So yeah, no, we will go through. We just need to... No, we won't. Yeah, we're checking the prices. That's our reason for being here. Is that gone up a little bit? The rope... The clothes, no, not clothes, rope one. Yellow now. It is on the up, so it looks to me more like it's going to be tomorrow morning. So let's shift the wool out the way. We'll just do a double load because nothing needs it at the minute. So I think we'll just move this out of the way and we'll go through till tomorrow. I may as well load it onto the trailer, surely. Mind you, we can just like stack them on top of each other and like bring them. I could sort of do like 2 stacks of 2, and that's not too terrible a thing. Like we do normally, just stack them and then bring them out. Yeah, I think it's a super we've got on Oak City, and it's exactly like we had that first month when it literally processed whatever you threw at it, and it's just like that so far. I haven't found anything that floors it, which is now we've got a 400 odd space for 400 head of sheep, so which is quite nice. Yeah, I'm glad I've literally sort of used this model but made a complete new one. No, we want to... Yeah, just so as we can go through till April morning, and then it just seems like the perfect place to start because we'll be busy sowing and all the rest of it. We will wish we'd got more tractors, I've no doubt. We've got plenty of seeders and planters though, so I think we'll be alright. And I will be assisting, of course. Can you actually slot these in to the gaps? Because technically you really should just about be able to do that. I've never done it, but it's a bit of a... But technically you should be able to do it, really. Yeah, you can just. Right, so then, how are these doing with their grass? Oh, yeah, we've got some in there, so let's just do that too. That's about perfect, actually. Yeah, I've completely remodeled the new one. It does look completely different from this one, but it is this model I've used as the baseline, so yeah, I'm being honest. I will have a go later when I've got more time. I've got way too much. I've got too many mods that I'm juggling that I just can't. And obviously now that the mods are getting attention from Giants, I really need to crack on with. Otherwise, they're going to think I'm not interested because I'm not actually. I don't know how long they give you to sort of come back to them. But obviously, I've got a real job as well, so you can't just like drop everything. And then there's real pressures of real life that take as well. So I don't know how long they give you to actually do something. I would have thought it was too long. But we shall see. Right, so then we're going to go through till tomorrow and see, is that going to go past the boil point? Do we try 12 o'clock start? As in, like, see if that's... Because that's the trouble. Sometimes the canola on FS25 is in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock. All my life. Let's have a look. What is the price like now? Is it going... the clothes are green. And the ropes are now white. So they're saying they've gone up, but they've gone down. And they were at no point were they good in March. So it's like the rope one has gone mad. Right, okay, well, we're going to go through till April morning then, a little bit later on, I think. So we did that fairly well. So to be honest, that was a bit of a letdown. It's fibbing on the time that it's right. We should have just done it. So, right. Wow, that wool is amazing. So yeah, the rope one, I think it's now 5.2 again. So it's stabilising at 5.2, and it's saying March, but we've seen that it was a fibber. So the clothes are what we need to be selling. Well, let's quickly grab the clothes. Sell those, because it would be nice to have a bit of slush money, really. And then I think that's not a bad place to leave it. Next session we'll get cracking with planting our remaining many fields, and hopefully might get a bit of a use out of that weeder as well, maybe. Yes, I'm going to have to take a look at my prices to make sure that they're good, you know, like, let's get these old clothes done. Of course, the only bad thing is with doing it the way that I do it is you've got to have 5,000 litres to actually do it, but that was what I found in FS25 when I made the switch from 1,000 litre pallets to 5,000 litre pallets, and it was exactly clothes that was the product I was waiting for. And I was thinking, why are my pallets not spawning? Well, they weren't spawning because they weren't full yet, and that it took a bit of getting used to, but obviously it still is, all things considered. Oh wow, excellent. 50 grand, fantastic. And that, I think, is where we're going to leave it. Yes, I shall have a bit of a tweak and see why that's not right for March when it says that the rope is March, and we've just seen that actually it really wasn't. So yeah, I'm going to have a look and see why that's not right. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.